A trip to South Florida for cosmetic surgery took a tragic turn. A young mother raising new questions about the risks of staying in so-called surgical recovery houses.
Local 10 investigative reporter Amy Viteri uncovered another unlicensed home and talked to a patient about what people need to know.
I had to live every day knowing I went somewhere with my friend and I didn't bring her back home.
Friends Jeanine, Ellis, and Rachelle Demosthenes were looking forward to their trip to Miami in August. The pair traveled to South Florida from New Jersey to get cosmetic surgery.
We both got done lipo 360 and a BBL.
Ellis says it was someone at the plastic surgery clinic who recommended the women stay at a recovery house called Glamorous Dolls following their procedure.
It says they had medical staff. They would have a nurse there for our first 24 hours of post-op care.
Local 10 recently highlighted concerns over unlicensed so-called surgical recovery homes operating in residential neighborhoods throughout South Florida. Advertised on social media, locations not disclosed.
The houses claim to offer everything from transportation, meals, to post-op care, but none of these services are regulated and technically not legal.
Text messages sent to the women requested a $300 non-refundable payment for a 2-night stay, payable through Zelle or Cash App.
When they picked me up after my surgery, they put you in the back of a van and they just lay some like a tarp or something down, and you swooped off to this recovery house.
The women were taken to this home on Southwest 31st Avenue near 2nd Street. Demosthenes got there first after having surgery early that morning and called her friend in distress.
She just started screaming and she just was telling me that she was in so much pain. She said, "I'm in so much pain, but they just gave me 2 pills."
Ellis says when she got there, both women decided to rest, but hours later she woke to screams and people gathered around Demosthenes, who was in and out of consciousness.
So as I'm looking at my friend, I just see all this blood. She was like bleeding. It was blood everywhere.
Ellis, who's also a nurse, says she recognized the danger and began shouting to the woman who ran the recovery house to call 911, but instead was told someone from the clinic was coming to help.
The nurse is coming to give her an IV infusion. I said, no nurse need to come. 911 needs to come. You need to call now. You're just gonna let somebody sit there and die? I could tell she didn't want to call 911.
Ultimately, she says another woman recovering at the house got her cell phone to call paramedics. Miami Fire Rescue responded to take Demosthenes to the hospital, noting in their report they found her convulsing with seizures, observing she may have overdosed unintentionally on pain medication.
She had another seizure and her heart stopped.
Less than 24 hours after surgery, the young mother of 2 was dead.
Rachelle was 32. 32. She had 2 small children. And that's the last thing she said to me. She said, "Tell my boys I love them."
Miami police also went to the home and tell us homicide detectives are still investigating. And when we visited the property, we saw no activity.
If we would have known they had no nurse there, nobody that was going to take her vitals every hour to check on her, we would have never, ever went there. Ever.
Ellis says tougher regulations are needed to protect women like her friend.
Rachelle was really a beautiful person. She really was. And now she's gone.
Amy Viteri, Local 10 News.
Miami-Dade police has also investigated unlicensed recovery homes and made several arrests. Investigators believe new state laws are necessary in order to effectively crack down on dangerous properties.